Are you ready to get started with this pan-seared Alaskan salmon piccata? Don't that sound good? So I hope you are prepared and ready to go with your ingredients here. We have ours laid out, but I just want to make sure you have everything. We have, of course, 1 pound of our Alaskan salmon. Now the reason why we got 1 pound is because Derek and I love to make salmon for him. But we're just going to go through the cutting process of it. And if you are just eating by yourself, what we want to do is just show you how to cut it. You can still freeze it, put it away for later. It'll be just as good as the time you were going to make it tonight, okay? We have your butter, so we want to make sure you have butter. Now, in the ingredients, we did say for your Alaskan salmon, you can do about, like half a cup. Hey, it's your party. Like I said, happy Valentine's Day to you. You can do what you want to. Exaggerate on this butter. If you want to go a little heavy on it, that's okay. But if you are the health conscious consumer, you know what? You don't have to go with the butter. You can just do, guess what? Your olive oil. All right, you can just go with olive oil. And when you pan sear it, if you just want to do just a little bit of olive oil, that's fine too. However you want to do it. We just have it laid out for you. It's your prerogative tonight. We also have a little bit of salt here. You can do about 1/8 teaspoon of salt, or if you really like salt and you want to go heavy with it, that's fine. And we have right here your pepper. Now, I like to put a lot of pepper on our salmon, and I like coarse pepper. You can do fine, whatever you want to do. All right, so it's your choice. And we have right here, what are these called, baby? Capers?
Capers, yes ma'am.
I love capers.
Delicious.
Delicious. Capers have a salty bit of flavor. So if you don't want to do your salt, you can just actually do your capers. And with your lemon itself, we have lemon slices here. Now I slice the lemons out because I'm going to actually kind of use it as garnish on top of the salmon after it's done. But you can actually take a lemon, slice it in half, and while you're pan searing your salmon, you can actually squeeze it into the pan itself while you're pan searing the salmon, okay? Or you could just use it on top. The other thing is you can also take your slice and just lay it in the pan while you're pan searing your salmon. Either way, it's going to just be amazingly delicious. When you pair your lemons with your capers, it gives your fish that extra zing, that extra salty, what would you say? That flavor. It's kind of like a burst of salt.
Yeah,
I would say.
Italian has something called piccata that they use with chicken, salmon, and what else do they use? Another fish or meat that they use?
Well, I love to use it on our fish and our chicken.
Yeah.
You know, you can use it on chicken, which is the chicken piccata itself, but it gives it that extra salty flavor. So if you're a salt lover, you can go with that.
Delicious.
All right. Now, this other ingredient, it was optional. I love using lemon pepper seasoning also on my fish. So because I like to pair it with the capers itself, like I said, it just gives it that extra lemony, salty zing in every bite. We also have garlic, because you want to pair all of this with garlic. That lifts up and heightens the flavor. All right, and then if you want to go, I just added this little extra here. Here is your regular pepper, and then we also have fresh parsley, okay? So we have all of your ingredients, all right? And what we're going to do is first, we're going to start backwards because we have your fingerling potatoes. So tonight we're also bringing you braised fingerling potatoes, and we're also going to do one of my favorites that I love to pair with salmon is asparagus. Garlic butter pan roasted asparagus, the absolute delicious. So since it takes the fingerling potatoes a little bit longer to actually cook or bake, we're going to do these first. So what I'm going to do is have Derek just to rinse these off. So when you get your fingerling potatoes together, fingerling potatoes, they usually can come in like your regular light brown color, or you can get the multicolor. I like to use all three colors because plating it, it looks really interesting. It looks like a party on your plate, and they taste delicious. So the good thing about fingerling potatoes, when you pair it with salmon, they have like a sweet flavor to them. And I love sweets, so if you're a sweet lover, this is the way to go. All right, so Derek, would you help me out?
Yeah, sure, great.
All
Gladly.
right, yes. Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm going to go over with you the asparagus. Now, with your asparagus, you are going to want to, and Derek is going to do this for me, right at the ends of your asparagus, they get a little fibrous, a little tough to chew. So you don't have to actually cook the entire asparagus. What you're going to want to do is just take, maybe just a couple. After you rinse your vegetable very well, and you just hold it, and you're going to take a knife, and you are going to just cut. You're going to cut the thicker end all the way off, and you could just toss it. You don't have to necessarily keep it. You want to make sure that you get that part off, because when you eat your asparagus, you want to make sure that it's tender all the way through, okay? You don't want to have that hard, fibrous part of the vegetable there. It gets really difficult to chew after a while. All right, so Derek, how are you doing over there with... All right, so he's almost done with the fingerling potatoes. And then after Derek does that, he's going to rinse the vegetables off. And then we're going to go into chopping the vegetables. Now, if you do have a little bit of help in the kitchen, that will be great, because then you can multitask. But just keep in mind, you are the boss in the kitchen, so you can actually do what you need to and how you have to do it. And then the other thing is, if you are doing this by yourself and having a great time in the kitchen, fabulous. We're going to give you the time that you need, and we're going to answer questions at the end, whatever questions you have about the fish, your fingerling potatoes, or your asparagus, or any of the seasonings that are out here. All right, so what we're going to do, now Derek is going to help me with these two. But if you want to cut your fingerling potatoes, you can actually cut them in halves. You can do thirds, or you can do fourths. All right, and then I'm going to show you also another way you could do it. You can also go in and just make thin slices if you want to. All right, however you want to plate your potatoes on your plate, basically it's up to you. All right, and then we're going to show you at the end how we like to plate our food. Right, Derek?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes. All right.
You have room over there?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So Derek is going to do the fingerling potatoes for me.
Okay.
All right.
I like
Now thank you.
Nice.
Now I appreciate that, baby.
For sure.
So let's see. He's going to do that. I'll start on this end here. All right. Now, Derek, did you guys eat a lot of fish in your house?
Yeah,
growing
we
up?
did, but we ate a lot of the southern fish, perch, catfish, perch, catfish.
Yes.
A
See,
lot of it.
We're from Texas, so we get a lot of perch and catfish. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut these. Now, as you can see, it's a clean cut. That's what we want. If you need to take a little bit more off, that's fine and dandy. I'm going to do this too. You can grab more than just one if you can get that in. See, very easy to cut. All right, I'm going to do this here. Bam, there you go. Voila, easy, beautiful, it's neat. All right, now, if you're done with that, what we're gonna do is go into the salmon portion. Now, you can actually get your salmon with the skin on. Now, since we're out here in California, we have grocery stores called Ralph's and Food for Less. We like to go to Food for Less because the fish is very affordable, all right? And we can get it with the skin on. I like the skin on, I like it crispy. And the other way I like to cook my fish is well done, or you can call it hard. When we pan sear it, I like to have it to where, let's just say when you fork your food, it flakes. It flakes really easy. All right, so, all right, here we go. So just hold that down. And you see it's not that hard to cut. Okay, so let's see if we can get this through here. All right, you might have to do it just a couple of times. Make sure you separate it just like this, how I'm holding it. Okay, because you want to make sure that skin on the back. All right, We don't want to disturb the skin back there. All right. I have a lot of friends who love the crispiness of the skin when you pan sear it. All right, here we go. Okay. There we go. All right, let's take a look at that. All right, there we go. And a couple of little of the ends, you know, but it's okay. When you pan sear it and you fry it out, it's going to be just fine. All right, and there it is on the other side. All right, so while Derek is doing that, what we're going to do is you want to take some of your olive oil, okay? So if you're ready to go into this part, just pour a little bit of the olive oil on, all right, on both sides of your salmon. Okay, you can do a little or a lot. It's basically up to you. Now, what you also want to do, I love my coarse pepper, so I take the pepper, and I love a lot of the pepper. And I just put this on here like this. You're going to want to pat it in. And I know that looks like a lot of pepper, you guys, but I love the pepper. Okay. So Derek,
yes,
let's see. I'm going to bring you over here with me just a little bit too.
Okay.
We want the viewers to see. Oh my gosh, that looks absolutely delicious, Derek. I'm going to.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see here. He's going to want you guys to see the potatoes themselves. All right. So, like I said, I know this looks like a lot of pepper, but I love this. Now, you're going to want to go with your capers. Like I said, I love the flavor of the capers. It just gives it that salty zing in your mouth in every bite. And don't worry, when you put this in the pan and you get ready to pan sear it, because of the olive oil, it helps your ingredients to adhere to the fish. All right? All right, so let's get a little bit of the garlic going down here. Okay, you could just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. How is that? And you know, the good thing about all these different seasonings is that you get different textures and you get different colors too. All right. What do you think about that, babe?
I think it looks delicious.
I think it does too. I love preparing this dish for Derek because you know what? For me, salmon is the mecca of fishes because it not only contains protein, but it has like vitamins B, vitamins D, minerals like niacin and phosphorus. And the other good thing about it is it has omega fatty acids in it. So that's very important. All right, so as you can see, I'm just going to pat everything in. If you have little pieces falling off, just grab those and put those back in, okay? You don't have to worry about dressing up the skin side because when you pan sear it, you're actually going to flip it within about 5 minutes or so, okay? So, all right, how does that look to you, babe? All right. Let's see here. Now I want you to see what this looks like here because it's really, really beautiful. So we have our asparagus. Now, a lot of times when Derek helps me in the kitchen, he likes to put a little bit of the chives on top of the potatoes or the fish itself. We kind of go all out. So if you do have these little extra vegetables or little extra things in the kitchen, if you want to grab it today, that would be just fine because, I mean, like I said, it is your party today. We want you to enjoy and love on your food because food is what?
Delicious.
Amen.
But I was going to say as well, adding something as simple as chives or just those little side things can take your dish from $12 to $16, from $16 to $24. Though you're cooking at home, you can still make that food look delicious.
Exactly.
Because people see that food first, make it delicious, make it look delicious.
Yes. Yeah, you know, if your food is delicious and eye-catching, it just tastes a whole lot better too. So, all right. So now we have prepared your salmon. All right. We have your asparagus cut. All right. And then we also have, you know, those little extra chives on the side if you want. Okay. And then we have your fingerling potatoes that Derek chopped up and they look amazing. Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Chef.
All right. So, honey, is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, I think you're good. If you want to season that now, it may not be a bad idea.
That's what we can do. So I got a little bit of my garlic powder left here. Now you can put the garlic powder on top, okay? Let's see here. You could do like that. Okay. All right. Now when you get ready to prepare this over the stove, you're actually going to add your olive oil, and you can add a little salt and pepper if you want to, and I'm actually going to do that. Even though the fingerling potatoes, they have a little bit of that sweet flavor, you can always just, you know, enhance it with just a little bit of salt and pepper if you want to. Okay, so all you have to do is just do that, kind of toss it around a little bit. And this will be ready to go into a pan of olive oil. And you're going to braise it, you know, just kind of fry it out on top of the stove, you know, maybe for about 2 minutes. And then after that, it will go into the oven. All right. So that part will come later on. And oh, thank you, sweetheart. Now he loves pepper, so I'm going to do this for him. That's right. Show your love today for your partner, you guys, because I'm telling you, it's really important. That's what we're here today to do, to show love, share love, cook with love. All right. So how does that look?
Looks delicious
and
to
it
me.
already smells good, and none of it has gone in the oven yet or on the stove. All right, so this was good. This was fun.
Yeah.
So these
totally
quick and easy meals are fantastic any time of the day, any holiday, it doesn't matter. So, all right.